When we think of fairy tales, vibrant visions of magical forests, heroic quests, and happy endings often come to mind. These stories, told to children around the world for centuries, are usually remembered for their enchanting characters and uplifting moral lessons. But beneath the sparkling surface of these beloved tales lies something much darker, a tangle of hidden nightmares and chilling warnings that only reveal themselves when we look closely. Let's begin with the tale of Little Red Riding Hood. On the surface, it's a simple story. A young girl, a bright red cloak, and a journey through the forest to visit her grandmother. A hungry wolf intervenes, leading to a suspenseful rescue. But dig deeper and the shadows lengthen. The wolf is not just a predator, he is a shapeshifter, a metaphor for the strangers who lurk at the edges of society, waiting for a moment of innocence or carelessness. The original versions of this tale were far bloodier than the sanitized versions most children hear today. In some early adaptations, Red is devoured whole. No brave woodsman comes to the rescue. The lesson is sharp. The world is not always safe, and danger often wears a familiar face. Now, consider Hansel and Gretel, a story that starts with hunger. Abandoned by their desperate parents, the siblings are drawn deeper and deeper into the forest, only to find a wondrous house crafted from sugar and spice, everything a starving child might dream of. But the hands that built that house belonged to a witch with darker tastes. In her oven, the gentle warmth of baking bread becomes a looming threat, a nightmare of captivity and imminent death. Beneath the surface, the tale is a reflection on the fear of scarcity, of abandonment, of adults who should protect but fail. The witch herself is the embodiment of predatory evil that preys on the vulnerable, and the hope for survival comes only through wit and courage, not by wishing on a star. Take, for example, the tale of Sleeping Beauty. On its face, it is a story of true love overcoming adversity. Yet underneath the romance lies a web of curses, isolation, and hidden dangers. The curse cast on the newborn princess is not just about falling asleep. It's about helplessness, about time stolen. In older versions, the tale spirals into even darker territory. The sleeping princess is violated and bears children while unconscious, the depth of her vulnerability laid bare. Thus, the story becomes a chilling allegory about powerlessness, about the dangers of trust, and the violation of innocence. Snow White is another tale that radiates with hidden nightmares. The poisoned apple, the wicked stepmother's envy, the seven dwarfs, all iconic elements. But peel back the glittering layers, and you unearth themes of obsession with beauty, the destructive power of envy, and the haunting reality of being hunted by those who should love you. The queen's relentless pursuit leads not only to the attempted murders with a poisoned comb, a suffocating corset, and eventually the infamous apple, but it also exposes the darkness of the human heart. The story is a warning. The most sinister dangers can come from within our closest circles. Cinderella, known for her rags-to-riches transformation, holds her own share of nightmares. In the earlier European versions, Cinderella's stepsisters desperately mutilate their own feet, slicing heels and toes to fit into the glass slipper. Reminders of the excruciating lengths to which people will go to attain beauty and status. In some tellings, birds peck out the eyes of the wicked stepsisters as punishment. The tale warns not just against cruelty and jealousy, but also against valuing appearance over authenticity. Its undercurrents advise caution. What you see is not always what you get, and the price of false ambition can be devastating. The Little Mermaid's enchanting world under the sea is known for stunning imagery, but Hans Christian Andersen's original tale is anything but a cheerful romance. Here, the mermaid's yearning for love compels her to strike a fatal bargain. In exchange for legs, she gives up her voice, her song, her very essence. Every step she takes on land is agony. The prince she adores weds another, and the mermaid faces utter dissolution, transforming into sea foam if her love remains unreturned. This story is a haunting meditation on sacrifice, the cost of longing, and the pain of unreciprocated love. Happy endings are replaced by bittersweet acceptance, and readers are left to contemplate the true price of following one's heart. Rumpelstiltskin is another fairy tale tangled with hidden nightmares. A desperate miller boasts that his daughter can spin straw into gold, drawing the attention of a greedy king and an enigmatic little man. The daughter finds herself at the mercy of impossible demands, and ultimately at the mercy of Rumpelstiltskin, who barters for her most precious asset, her future child. What seems like a fable about cleverness and luck is, in truth, a dark story about coercion, powerlessness, and bargains made in desperation. The spinning wheel's hum is the soundtrack to anxiety and dread, and the fear of losing what you love most echoes through every turn of its spindle. Each of these tales, and countless others, originated as oral folklore, passed down through generations not only to entertain, but to instruct. These stories hid warnings beneath their whimsical guise. Don't trust appearances, beware of strangers, the world is full of unseen perils. Over time, as they entered children's books and cinematic adaptations, their rough edges were smoothed away, making them more palatable for younger audiences. The witches became less horrific, the wolves less cunning, and the heavy consequences faded into the background. Yet the nightmares remain, woven into the fabric of our favorite fairy tales. These shadows remind us that growing up is not a journey without danger, that innocence is fragile, and that wisdom is won through hardship. Fairy tales whisper the universal truth. The world is full of both beauty and peril, and sometimes the greatest terrors lurk just beneath the surface of a story we think we know. So the next time you open a book of fairy tales or watch a familiar on-screen adaptation, remember to look for the shadows between the lines. Pay attention to the warnings dressed up as magic, the lessons wrapped in riddles. For while fairy tales may dazzle with their happy endings, it is their hidden nightmares that continue to haunt us, shape us, and, ultimately, teach us how to navigate the darkest corners of our own stories.